In this lesson, you're going to learn how to create online mind maps at www.bubbles.us. Bubbles.us is a free website that can be used for brainstorming, mind mapping, or graphic organizing. Their web address is www.bubble.us. Here we are on the site, and if I scroll over just a little bit, they clearly tell you what Bubbles is. It's a simple and free web application that lets you brainstorm online. And then some of the things that you can do with Bubbles: you can create colorful mind maps online, share and work with friends, you can embed your mind maps into your blogs and websites, email and print your mind maps, and save the mind map as an image. And of course, it's all free. To get started, let's click on the Start Brainstorming button here at the center of the screen. That's going to bring up our workspace with one bubble already populated in the center of the screen. Okay, now we have our Start Here button. This is our beginning button. You can see when we hover over it, we get some directions over here that tell us about our bubble. As I hover over different features, we can see what it will pop up and tell us. This is the delete button. It also shows us over in this section. So as I hover over the different features, it'll show me this one's for moving. If I click on this bottom one, it'll create a new child window. If I go over here to the side, create a new side window. Every time I click also, you'll see there's an undo button with a number. That shows how many things we could undo. If we wanted to get our whole picture into the center of our screen, we would just click on center. Now our screen is a little bit moved, that's why it looks a little off center. We can increase the size by the plus sign or decrease the size. Let's say we want to get rid of this bubble right here, we would just click on the little X. And then to type, all we have to do is click in here, delete out what's in there, and we can write something like Grandma. And I'll just pick it up and move it up here. Now we're going to be covering the more complicated features in the other tutorials, but just as the basics, let's go over here. And we'll click in here and we'll say this one's Our Mom. Let's create a new side tab. We'll call this one Uncle Joe. Create one more side tab. And Sue. And if I click outside, now I have a simple mind map where Grandma, and we can see the 3 children that she had. And before we leave, there's a couple quick things that we could do. If we come down here to the menu button, we could export our little mind map. So if I click on export, we have some choices. The default would be an image that's a JPEG, and if I click on OK, what that's going to do is that's going to export this little mind map here that I have. Takes a second to come up. And then I'll be able to take that JPEG, I'll be able to put it into something like a wiki or a blog or a website, a Word document, PowerPoint, or anything of that nature. And though it took a few seconds, up popped our mind map with our 4 bubbles, and it's in Windows Photo Gallery. And from here I could just copy this JPEG into any document that I would like. And before we end this tutorial, just want to show you a few other things here. We could load, if we've signed in, which we haven't yet, we could load multiple mind maps and save them online. We could rename them, delete them, share them with friends, and we're going to cover those in other tutorials, so make sure to check those out. But this ends this tutorial. In this lesson, you were introduced to the website www.bubbles.us, which is excellent for creating free online mind maps.